How's it going, fellas? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Formula One 2017, 8 years later here in 2025. F1 2017 launched back when Hamilton was still stacking titles, when Ferrari still had hope, and Alonso was, well, suffering in the McLarens. This game dropped in the middle of the turbo hybrid era, and honestly, it still slaps. Released by Codemasters, this game introduced some pretty solid features such as a full career mode with car upgrades, classic car mode which is absolutely incredible, and a more detailed R&D system. And before F1 2021's breaking point or F1 24's fancy new physics, this for me was the game to beat. So I thought I'd jump into a Grand Prix to start the video off, and as I was recording I didn't realise how stacked of a grid this was. You know, the names you see on the list is absolutely incredible. Like, I mean, look here, you got Felipe Massa, you got Lance Stroll in a Williams, and you got Carlos Sainz in a Toro Rosso. Like, this is incredible. Okay, so my first impressions in 2025, the graphics aren't too bad at all. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not like the latest games, but for a game that came out during the PlayStation 4 era, it holds up surprisingly well. Now I've got to be careful here because this in any racing game whatsoever, this always in Monaco, this always gets me out. Just as we're coming under the tunnel, I always clip the barrier or something. Come on. We do run awfully tight there to go in under the tunnel.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy.
Right, yeah, that is my bad. You know, I'll blame it on the tyre physics. You know, they're a bit touch and go, but to me, this still feels like Formula One. You know, the AI is aggressive. You know, literally, we got hit on the build-up into turn one. Didn't even know why. Monaco, for me, you know, still a nightmare. But you know, some things will never change. One thing Formula One 2017 does better than a lot of the newer games is the classic car features. These beasts are absolutely insane to drive, and it is incredible to be able to see and drive such historic Formula One cars. Now, this car here is my favourite Formula One car of all time, the 2006 Renault R26. Now, this car played a crucial role in Renault securing both the Constructors' Championship and Fernando Alonso winning his second Drivers' Championship in 2006. Now, as we all line up on the grid for Brazil, this to me is peak nostalgia. You know, this right here is it. This is where the game shines. You know, you've got the classic cars, you've got no DRS zones, no tyre whispering, just raw V10 noise. And that is enough to make anyone who loves cars very, very happy. I mean, just listen to that noise. Like the engine roaring, the upshift, the downshift, it's just incredible. And driving past these cars, like you'd see in like magazines, and just they're there in front of me on screen. It's phenomenal to see. Right now, I will be honest with you. I did end up crashing like 5 laps in. I I took the curb too tight and I ended up riding the curb and it just spun out on me. So yeah, I ended up in a wall. Now, before I bring an end to the video, I just wanted to check out the career mode really quick. Now, F1 2017 had a very deep R&D tree, and I swear you'd actually fail upgrades more than you'd complete them. Or just in my case, which for me was very realistic and very rage-inducing. Now, you see this background here where you're out in the open with the whole team? This is my favourite like background in a Formula One career mode, you know, because nowadays you're in the office with your teammate. which is just boring because you're at a computer. But now you've got absolutely everything going on you, and this is why I really like the game.
Sometimes tests fail, like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
Now, this is the R&D tree, which, I'll be honest with you, builds a lot of character. This made me the man I am today, due to all the rage and the stress it put me through. So, is F1 2017 worth playing in 2025? Honestly, absolutely. It's fun and reminds you how far the series has come, and how much Formula One as a whole has changed. It's not just a fun throwback, it's genuinely a solid racing game in its own right. And for the fans of the turbo hybrid era, it's basically a historical document. Right, unfortunately, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with me. Let me know in the comments what's your favourite Formula One game of all time, and, well, I guess I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.